cartoons, and I don't remember any of them.
I thought of a one-liner kind of joke, like right there.
Okay, what do you think is the purpose of life, and how has that changed since you met Buddhism?
Wait, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
Wow, the purpose of life. This one's definitely gonna get cut. I promise you, Mark. I just kind of think that, I know this ties into Buddhism, but I also recognize that I might just be crazy. But I really think that the idea of life is just to kind of all get on the same wavelength, so that way we can actually become the one that all religions around the world talk about, and then we can just all move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cut it there.
Yeah, I like that, on the same wavelength. Yeah, real connection. So to me, it's kind of evolving. Definitely. For me in my life, I definitely see the purpose is to actually be really, really free, really peaceful, and somehow be able to find real love, so I can actually really help people and connect with people, and along with that, finding out who I really am. That feels really important too, and it feels like Buddhism is definitely a part of that, and how doing that can help me to help other people. Yeah.
I used to not think there was a purpose to life, and then doing, once again, repeating myself, so much work with the brain injury community and with all the friends I made, and I will get text after text. You inspire me. You've saved my life. I've had so many just suicidal people reach out to me, and I'm like, okay, I do have a purpose to life. There is purpose, and I wouldn't have that without Buddhism, at all. Question about if other people have noticed a change in you. And I have had, the first time I thought it was a fluke, but I had a friend who said, do you think you can be a Christian Buddhist? And I was just and she said, the reason I'm asking is because I have you and another friend in my life who are Buddhists. And she said, I'm Christian, but I've never met people like you. And so it must be the Buddhism, right? And then we got distracted, thank God, because I do not know how to answer that kind of question. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a fluke. And since then, I've had several other people be like, Buddhism must be pretty amazing, because I see these qualities in you, and I see qualities in other people who I've met who are Buddhists, and they're amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know people have definitely seen a change in me. Less aggressive, less judgmental. I think the aggression is kind of what more people notice about me. I'm less likely to take a stand against a perceived injustice, because at least I understand now that it's just my perception and not actually any semblance of objective reality.
So. Yeah, not holding on to it so tight. I totally forgot the question.
Has anyone in your life seen a difference?
Oh yeah.
Within you?
I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me, oh, that's helping you. Well, one time my mom said your skin looks really clear. Is that from meditation?
Nice.
But I don't think that's what it's really about.
You're glowing.
But so really, I've never had anybody say oh, you do Buddhism, you do meditation and stuff that seems to be helping. But I feel like I can see how, especially I'm thinking of my dad, who that was a really hard relationship, and how that's done a complete 180 turnaround. We used to just be mad at each other and resentful all the time, and now it's we're friends and buddies, and we're just I'm gonna go after this and go hang out with them and talk, and that's almost like a miracle, because we're so mad at each other, and I can see that he sees. It's one of those kind of maybe unconscious things that he's recognizing something in me changing, and that helps him change. but he's never said like why. But I feel like that's what's making it happen. Who knows?
And maybe people have mentioned it more about me because, like, as much as I talk about, like, the Brain Injury Alliance and my brain injury, I talk about this center.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I did a podcast I talked about for them. So I talk about being Buddhist all the time. Like, everyone knows. I'm sure a lot of people find it to be weird because they're so, they don't understand it. But it's something that I bring up all the time.